Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Joy at Work. Glad to have you. Thanks for joining me. It's May 15, 2020, and life continues to move on with the pandemic and everything. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying well and looking after yourself. We're beginning to see some signs of the things we used to do come back, right? States are beginning to open. Internationally, sports leagues are coming back. So the German Bundesliga, the German Football League, or Soccer League, as it would be called in the United States, kicks back up tomorrow. There's talk about La Liga, the Spanish League, and the English Premier League restarting at some point. So we're inching our way back to maybe some version of life as we knew it, which is very different, which will be very different too from what we used to do or what we used to experience. So it's a day by day situation, and we're still, many of us at least, are still working from home. And you read the news, you see the messages. A lot of corporations are committing to work from home for an extended period of time. I think Twitter came out and said folks can work from home forever. Some companies have said to the end of the year. So clearly, working from home is about to become a staple of how work gets done in our society. And that really got me thinking about the dark side of working from home. I've kind of wondered if I should excuse me, this a channel to um, joy at work, in parentheses, work from home, because that's the new reality for many of us. I think it's very important for us to understand that working from home also has a dark side. And what's this dark side? For me, at least, the dark side is it can become even more challenging to disconnect. We lived in a world before we were all working from home where we had our phones, our gizmos, our gadgets that were always on, always connected. So you could get an email at 10 o'clock at night or 4 a.m. in the morning. One of my pet peeves over the last couple of years is just, sending emails late at night or messages late at night. I used to do that quite a bit earlier in my career till I got feedback from people on my team about the pressure that was putting on them to perform, if you will. So I stopped, and like many things in life, once you stop doing something, then it becomes a pet peeve. But the thing is, we used to be so connected, or still are so connected, but now many of us are at home with these gadgets lying around us, right? So it doesn't take much to reconnect. At least maybe in the past you had a commute where you disconnected for a little bit. So your commute to work was an opportunity not to work, and your commute back from work was an opportunity not to work. And then maybe when you got home, you were able to do something with the family or have a bit of a transition before maybe you got back to work. But now that we're at home, it's so easy to just be in work the entire time, right? You get up, you just look at your computer, it's right there. You start answering emails, and before you know it, you're working, and it's 6, 7, 8 p.m., and your laptop's just there, or whatever piece of equipment you use, and you're back at work. And all of this can eventually lead to burnout and depression. If we're going to be working from home for an extended period of time, it is very, very easy. It doesn't take much to basically fall into the trap of just continuously working and even working on the weekends. It's not that difficult to do. And so work from home has a lot of positives, but also presents a dark side. And that's why it's important for us to be intentional about it. I was talking to somebody on one of my teams this week, and he mentioned to me, or he shared with me, that at the end of his work day, he takes his laptop, closes it, and puts it in his work bag, right? So he's basically mimicked his routine from when he worked in an office, and he's brought it home. So at the end of the day, in the office, he'd pack up, put his laptop in his work bag, and go home and just put his bag down, and he never opened up the bag again until the following day, right? And so that was kind of how he ended his day when he was working in the office. Well, he's carried that routine, or kept that routine, even as he's working from home. So he has an explicit end to his day. And I really thought that that was powerful because what it shows is that or is that we need to be intentional about our work hours even though we work from home. Someone else shared with me yesterday that the importance of sticking to your routine, right? So just don't roll out of bed. Do the things you would have done if you were driving into the office. Maybe take a shower, then shave, or whatever else it is that you do, and establish that routine. Uh, that you normally had when you were going into the office. Keep that routine and then kind of end your day the same way. And I thought that was pretty valuable advice for people who want to create a little bit of structure about their work day. Create your work day even within the context of work from home. Set some boundaries for yourself. Say, my day starts at 8 o'clock every day, right? And I do all the things I need to do. I start at 8 o'clock and I finish at 5:30 or 6. And when I'm done. Now, this might not work for everybody. You might have different circumstances because of your kids. Maybe you're homeschooling, so you need to take in a few hours to help them with their school and your day is longer, whatever. But the point is, having a routine to start and stop your day is probably one of the best things we can do to avoid burnout, to avoid depression, avoid being overcome by seemingly working, all the time. If we thought it was bad when we were all commuting to the office and we're connected, I think we're actually about to face a completely different challenge, which is how do we intentionally disconnect right now? So this is the new norm for many of us, and it will be the new norm for a while as you think about it for yourself personally, or if you're a leader in an organization, you got to think about what kinds of things do we do to ensure that I am disconnecting, my people are disconnecting, and we're creating some structure around the way we work so that we're not all going crazy or becoming overwhelmed by what we have to do. So working from home is great. It's unfortunate that maybe it took these circumstances to create it, but we're learning a lot about how we can all work in an online setup. But we also need to recognize that working from home, this new work situation has a dark side or brings some challenges with it that can impact our health in a negative way, that can impact our family life, our social life, our spiritual life in a negative way. And it's up to us to intentionally create structures and routines that make sure that we are taking care of ourselves and the people around us. So thanks for tuning in. If you got any thoughts or any suggestions on how you are creating this balance in your own life, even as you work from home, I love to hear them. All right, till we talk again next time, take care, be safe, bye.